Now, a charity which supplies donated breast milk to hospitals to help feed premature babies is appealing for more breastfeeding mums across Sussex and Surrey to become donors.
The Human Milk Foundation says demand has risen by more than 100% in the last year, partly due to new medical guidance recommending its use and research showing its positive wellbeing effect on families.
Well, the charity says it now needs to increase stocks at its Hearts Milk Bank in Lancing to keep up with the rising demand. Emily Knight reports.
Charlotte Puddock from Peacehaven in Sussex having some family playtime at home with her daughter, 2-year-old Pippa. Charlotte had more milk than Pippa needed, and so she decided to donate her surplus milk to help other families.
I think it's really great, and if I can do my bit, I will. It's just one of those where I've been there, done that in terms of breastfeeding and having babies, and even without sick babies and needing hospital treatment, it's not straightforward. So to help ease the process a little bit, or know that your baby's getting the best of the best when they need it the most, I think is really great.
2 litres of donor breast milk is being collected by the charity Blood Bikes. These volunteer riders are more known for delivering blood products, but they also regularly deliver donor breast milk. They're on call outside of NHS daytime operating hours, ready to pick up donor milk and take it to be stored safely. So once the donor milk arrives at one of a network of milk hubs like this one, it's stored in a freezer. It's then ready to be taken to a centralised milk bank where it's pasteurised and tested. It's then brought back to the milk hub, ready to be stored once again in a freezer to be then sent out to hospitals.
And when mums are not able to express their own breast milk, then using donor breast milk allows them to be able to provide their baby with the protective factors that breast milk can give to premature babies, and allow mum time without the stress and the worry that she's not managing to provide for her baby.
It's this stress and worry that Nasari John has seen herself while expressing milk for her baby son Emmanuel in hospital.
I have met other mums when in hospital who didn't have milk, and they felt quite down with that, and they wanted to use their donor milk. If there is an option, I would like to donate the milk.
And the milk on offer has been vital for first-time mum Chloe Barker. The early arrival of baby Nova meant Chloe's breast milk wasn't ready, so she was given the option of donor milk until she was able to express her own.
The first couple of days that she was here, obviously my milk wasn't in because she was so early, so we opted to have the donor breast milk instead of the formula.
An option that Chloe says was amazing in those first few days after Nova's birth. She's now just a few weeks old and feeding well, and Chloe is enjoying precious cuddle time whenever she can. Emily Knight, ITV News.
Let's find out some more about the mass donor milk recruitment drive now and speak to Gillian Weaver from the Human Milk Foundation. Thank you for talking to us today, Gillian. Gillian, we heard about why donor milk is vital for newborn babies and mums. So why is there an increase in demand in our part of the world?
Well, I think there's a couple of reasons, Sangeeta. The first is that more hospitals are using donor milk, and within those hospitals, the actual usage has broadened. So instead of it just being used for very tiny and very sick babies, bigger and less sick babies are starting to be fed with donor milk when there isn't enough of the mum's own milk.
And it used to be the case in the 70s and 80s that mothers in maternity units used to provide any surplus milk to babies who may need it. Does that still tend to happen?
It doesn't. It's much better if mums have gone home and they've established their breastfeeding and they're very confident that their babies are growing and that they've got enough milk and that this is something that they can do. And part of that is because when donors are recruited, there is a procedure that needs to go through to do with all the recruitment and the screening and blood tests and so on. And so we want donors who are taking this on board to do for at least a few weeks, if not a few months.
So, Gillian, this leads me on to my next question. If somebody's watching this and would like to become a breast milk donor, how do they get involved?
Well, very simple. Email the Hearts Milk Bank at info@heartsmilkbank.org and state, very importantly, your telephone number and obviously your name, and somebody will get back to you and they'll be able to answer all your questions and provide the information that you need. And we will put anyone in touch with their closest milk bank.
And most people are eligible if they're obviously expressing milk or able to?
Not all. If they're smokers, they can't, or vape, then that rules people out. And then there are certain medications. There are a few things. We have to ask quite a few questions. It's a little bit like donating blood. There's a whole questionnaire to fill out first. And there are blood tests that need to be done.
Well, Gillian Weaver from the Human Milk Foundation, thank you for explaining all of that today.
Thank you, Sangeeta.